Hey everybody, good morning. It's Dr. Susan Bernstein from Work From Within. And today I want to share with you why I think companies are in for a rude awakening. I've been watching American companies in particular and noticing that they have record profits. How is this happening when, in 2008 the economy crashed because of the mortgage crisis and there are lots and lots and lots of people out of work? How is it that companies are doing so well? Well, as an MBA, I got my thinking cap on, and a simple equation is that profit equals revenue minus cost. And one of the biggest costs to employers is their employees. And with fewer employees, you lower the cost, the profit can go up. So there's actually a big concern in this for me, and I think that companies are in for a rude awakening. Let me explain what I think is going on. You may already have seen this, and you may be witness to this. I'm really concerned about the people who are survivors at companies, meaning that they've survived one or more rounds of layoffs in their organizations. And I'm watching clients of mine who are doing the job of not only of their own, but of people who've left. One of my clients is doing 4 people's jobs. She's working 80 hours a week. That's not sustainable. And it's causing a new problem, a relatively new problem in the economy. It used to be that when people were frustrated with their jobs, they not show up. Absenteeism. The new problem in companies is presenteeism. Presenteeism basically means that people show up, they get into the office before their manager, they leave after their manager. They want to show up and be present. Why? Because they're so afraid to lose their jobs. This is a really big problem because if you're working out of fear, you're going to get stressed out. We are seeing more and more stress-related illness in the workplace. In fact, that's the number one reason now that people are getting sick at work. And I believe that companies are in for a rude awakening because of healthcare costs. They're going to, I believe, skyrocket if companies are not aware that they can't work their people to death. We human beings are not machines. And we have so much to give. But if we're working out of fear, if we're working out of the idea that I have to hold on to my job because I've got to feed my family, I've got to pay my mortgage, I've got to be able to do all these things, that fear creates stress in our shoulders, shoulder aches, neck aches, a pain in the neck. We get belly aches. One of the major things that people get at work is stomach disorders and heart disorders. Our heart can't take it anymore. So I'm actually very, very concerned for companies. Well, in the short run, they can cut employees and do well. But in the long run, I actually think it's going to be 2 problems. It's not just healthcare. I think that healthcare bills are very likely to start going up and up and up for companies because their people, as I said, are not robots. And we can only handle so much. I want to talk about that more in this Get Real About Work series. But the other thing I'm really concerned about is if employees are working out of fear, then they're not able to unleash and unharness all their creativity. So I'm actually concerned that productivity and creativity and the creation and innovation of new products and services and of the delivery of products and services to customers is going to suffer. Really, if you're in a company and you are working yourself to death, think about it. It's not sustainable for your organization. You can't just keep firing employees and hiring the newest batch at a lower cost. There's too much churn, there's too much turnover, too much retraining. So I think companies really need to get wise and really need to prioritize what's most important to us and really recognize that we people have so much creativity and innovation. We want to give. We want to give our gifts at work and share and contribute and make a difference. But we can't do it if we're working incredibly long hours. We know from research that the brain suffers, that when we are working too many long hours, in fact, if you work 5 days a week and you work 12-hour days in those 5 days, your brain starts acting like it doesn't work properly, and parts of your brain start to make you act as though you have blood alcohol content of 0.1%. That's greater than the percentage recognized to be drunk in the United States and Britain. That's a problem. So I believe we need to get smart and educate our companies that we people can't work 24/7. We need to get smart and decide what's the most important thing for us to get done and get people inspired about that. And actually tell people that they have a cutoff in the number of hours that they can work. Henry Ford found this in the 1930s. Research going back all the way to the beginning of the 1900s. And every other research study since then has shown that it's fewer hours a week that gets people to work better. So I'm concerned about this presenteeism. I'm concerned about employees getting sick at work. And I wonder what you think we should do about it. I have some ideas, and I'll be sharing them in this series, Get Real About Work. But I'd like to know what you think we should do about employees working too long and companies cutting costs of employees. How can we turn that around? Love to hear your ideas. Leave them here on the blog. And thanks for listening. Take care, everybody.